As we were coming up here to my house here in Bel Air Drive in Tuam in County Galway, Ireland, you asked me about the genesis of this rather big project, this work on my new CD, the Mountain Ash in Connemara. The two of my grandchildren, Joseph and Max, are two young musicians. Joseph is a young cellist and Max is a young classical guitarist. And through my son's relationship with my grandchild Max's teacher, the composer and classical guitarist Glen Austin, we managed to interest Glen in my work, in my poetry, and in the idea of working with me and with a recording studio and with a group of musicians on the making of this new CD.
I got some copies of Joan's publications, Winter in the Eye and Heather Island and The Wind Beyond the Wall, and that was really my first point of contact with this whole project. So after a little bit of back and forth with Joan, we decided that the best instruments for this collaboration would be the string quartet. Now the reason I chose the string quartet was because, having read Joan's poetry, I felt it was very expressive and narrative, and it really drew you into a world, a really descriptive and emotion-filled world that I think lended itself well to the music of the string quartet and the very, expressive intensity of the string quartet as a musical idiom.
In September 2013, once Glen had agreed to work with me, I then asked him to suggest a group of musicians, and he suggested the Contempo String Quartet, who have been the ensemble in residence in Galway for many years. They more recently have won the tender and have become the RTÉ ConTempo String Quartet, which is a very big honour for them and very important for the country. So we then needed to find ourselves a recording studio.
As I discussed things with Joan, the project became a lot, it grew as we talked about it. We initially were talking about a recording, a couple of days, and releasing a CD. So Joan was very much open to my input from that. So the way it grew then was that we decided that we would have not only music to accompany the poetry, the narrated poetry, but also music, solo music that was written in response to Joan's poems. And this music would be interspersed with readings of the poetry throughout the CD. So it was a real pleasure getting stuck into the poetry and trying to interpret it from an artistic point of view, and arrange that in the setting of the string quartet. And really I felt that Contempo were such a strong group to have involved that we should also try and have live performances of the music, so that people will not only have a point of contact with the project through an audio CD, but will also be able to come and sit and experience the music being performed, which I feel is very, very important to any project.
The CD itself will have its first celebration concert with the Contempo String Quartet at Listowel Writers' Week in Listowel on the 29th of May. And then that will be followed by another concert in the Methodist Church in Sligo as part of the Yeats International Summer School on the 31st of July. And the final planned concert, or I should say the third concert that's set in stone, will be on the 23rd of September at 1 o'clock in the Church of Ireland in Clifton, and that will be part of the famous Clifton Community Arts Week.
So it's been a real joy being involved with this project, and collaborating back and forth with Joan and talking about things, and watching the pieces grow and the music become real. And we come to the studio then with Contempo, and it's just a wonderful experience. There's such fantastic musicians that really, when the score is out of my hands and in the hands of the performer, you can really trust, and you can really feel that they'll take it to the next level, and it'll be, you know, a really, really great final product.